Most High God, please let this tea be a blessing and not a curse to my mind, body, and soul. Amen. All right, Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading and this video. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. Thank you very much. Wow. These cards are very free flowing, very loose. Interesting. So, it's not a sticky situation. Okay, so we got model energy. I darkened the words on my cards, y'all, finally. At the bottom of the deck, we got counselor, model, and counselor. Yeah, because this energy, this very flowing, flea flowing, flee. To flee is to run and to flow. So shit, moving fast. Not really fast, but just progressing at uh it feels so natural, like a natural pace. So there's some kind of counselor and model. So a model is like an original that is the example for others. At the bottom of the deck say counselor. So that coming like somebody who is wise, somebody who speaks and they give great advice. So whatever that is about is very free flowing. It's a good vibe. It's flowing very nicely. Okay. Yeah. It's working. Now the cards feel a little bit sticky. Interesting. Okay. See? Yeah, the energy is a bit more sticky now. So the good news is there'll be great advice. And once that advice is heard and the receiver takes heed and follow, whatever situation they're in, it'll start moving again. Okay, so the bad news is there is a sticky situation. The good news is there is some information that once you get that information, it'll free things up for you and you'll be able to keep moving forward again at a very nice, easy, delicious, free flowing pace. Yeah, the energy was delicious. Because it wasn't like overly happy, there was no sadness. It was just a pleasant energy going forward. That's what the rest of them call irie. It's gonna be an irie vibration going forward. Bliss. Yeah, I just heard bliss. A natural high. High off of life. Going right. The counselor card drop out again. Yeah, there's information that's going to help you to sort whatever your problem you got going on. So, God is ready. So, counselor, that's the message. Let's check to see if it should be in upright or not. Yeah, it's in the upright. Okay, so good information. All right. So, counselor, that's the message. Let's check out the underlying issue. What's happening here? So, we got the barber energy. A barber cuts hair. So, cutting. Okay, because this is a psychological reading. This deck is a deck that's mostly based on like people and positions, but God usually uses it to give us messages about like psychology, okay? Psychology and sociology. So, uh, like social matters and psychological matters. Okay, so let's see which one it is today. It might be something else, but it's not based on positions and that. But I'll interpret the cards for you and you'll see what I'm saying. Those of you who are used to me, you're used to this deck. I finally made the words darker so you can see them clearly. Okay, so the underlying issue, we got barber. So cutting something. Mm. Okay, so we got cutting and we got natural path. So that's that natural energy that I was feeling. It just, but we got barber and then we got natural path. Let's read on. Let's bring out the cards and then we'll interpret so I don't get confused. We got producer, politician, okay, fashion stylist, foreign, footballer of the US kind, so that's throwing things around, okay? When the footballer UK come out, it's kicking things around, so it's just throwing things around. Woo, we got boxer throwing around some boxes, throwing punches. Homeless man, comedian, female, somebody thinks it's funny, architect, imam, I'm feeling two more, peacemaker, and a train driver. Okay. This seemed to be about our Muslim friends, y'all. I think that God wants us to know that they have They've learned their lesson because the last reading was saying how they actually quit fighting against me, and then the government decided, okay, I'll take up the fight then. So the imams, they're not fighting against me anymore. Okay. It looked like they learned a lesson so that they could be a better example, because a train is a vehicle that has a whole bunch of other vehicles attached to it. So it's like being an example, a model, a leader, okay, being a good example. So this is a good reading for the Muslim elders that were coming at me or at us, okay. Next in succession, we got the bartender. So that usually talks about law, okay. I made this card, but it never came out like a actual bartender to me. It's always come out like law. You know, like you pass the bar. So a bartender is someone who tends the law. Okay, so it's like a law keeper or someone who studies the law, kind of like the guardian and a teacher of law type of energy. Okay, so yeah, so we spoke to them. I came at them a bit rude because you saw how they came at me. So I had to give it to them the way that they were giving it to me. And at least they saw past my demeanor and heard the message. Now that is beautiful. So the counsel, the information that we gave them, it actually put them on a good path. Like it made them check themselves, because they were like, you know what, you're right. Yeah, so that's good. I'm happy. And that's what we do here, okay? We help ourselves sort out this maze called life so that we can get on good terms with the most powerful of all, which is the divine, God. Okay? Once we got things sorted out with God, we don't need to worry about our relationship with anybody else, because everything else will fall into place. Because God is the giver and taker of everything. Shit, God put us in our high place, God can take us down. God gave us life, God can take it away. Okay? A lot of people tend to fear man whilst disrespecting God, as if you can afford to disrespect God. It's like a misdirection of exaltation, you know? So it's time for us to sort out who's the real boss around here. And it's not the government. It's not these shadow government people who try to use intimidation and fear and sheer wickedness, dark magic and all those things, trying to control people and trying to prove to people that they're the ultimate power. They don't run things. They're like they're like they're like microscopic nuisances in the grand scheme of things, actually. Okay? So the imams, they realize that. So let me interpret the underlying issue for you so you can understand exactly what was happening here. So the message is the counselor, right? That was when we were talking to them. So the videos that I did regarding the Muslim elders, the things that I said, it actually worked. They understand what I'm saying, even though I was rude, because they were rude to me. So I was rude to them. Okay, so we got Baba and naturopath. Now, this is not a good thing, because why would you want to cut off the natural way of doing things? That was the problem. Because I come here and bring messages of redemption, understanding. I'm like a big sister to those who don't have a big sister. And whether they're old or they're young, I help people to sort out things in their mind, help people to understand what is natural, what is true. It's going to mess with a whole bunch of the system, but the system being that way, that is a major cause of our pain, our misdirection, our problem. The system being that way, that is our hell on earth. So now it's time for us to sort these information out so that we no longer suffer because of the false teachings. So if the truth is going to ruin the system, then let it ruin the system, because the lies are ruining us. The misconceptions are ruining us. And we've been living that way for a long time. So now it's our turn to create that heaven on earth through finding out the truth and living truth. It's only fair. Okay? We're not trying to hurt nobody, but they built their system on sinking sand, and now it's going under because the truth is emerging. And we have a right to the truth because we've suffered long enough under their lies, their intimidation, their poisons, their high taxes, the sufferation. Simple, okay? So the problem was they were trying to cut out what is natural, barber to the natural path. And that produced politics, producer, politician. So that brought a problem. Okay, that was the problem. So what they were styling is something foreign. Fashion stylists to the foreign. They were styling or making something foreign of us. They were taking us outside of ourselves, outside of nature, too far away from nature. That's what they were creating. All this politics, when they cut off naturopathy, or when they cut off what is natural and what is true, it made us foreign beings, foreign to our own self, foreign to our natural habitat. We don't understand very much about the things that we should know about. And if we're going to spend 8 hours in school, or 6 or whatever hours in school, then we're supposed to come out of school knowing quite a lot about the things that we need to know to live well with each other and to survive in our environment. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what they do give us in school after they take us away from our parents for all these hours is a whole bunch of information that a lot of us don't even know how to use in the real world. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't help us to become better beings. It don't help us to live better lives, because that's not their intention. Their intention is to cut us off from what is natural and what is true. Mosque and state. So the mosque was working with the state, church and state being the politician, government. So yeah, so they were making foreign beings of us. And then we got footballer US, so throwing around boxes. Yeah, throwing around punches. They were just hurting us, left, right, and center. That's all that they do. And when I come on here, this is what I talk about, and this is what I talk against. It's like, you're hurting us. Stop it. But they're not going to stop it. So then we're going to take power into our own hands and try to create the best life that we can for ourselves. Simple. So yeah, so they've been throwing punches at us by taking us away from naturality. Okay? What they've taken us away from truth. So then that makes us homeless beings. Homeless meaning we're not in our place of bliss. We're not in our place of happiness. We're not in a state of being where we're satisfied. And you know what I'm saying? There's always something to worry us. Homelessness, spiritual homelessness, psychological homelessness. You know what I'm saying? Always having problems to fix. It's like, when can I enjoy life? In the people that run things, as far as they're concerned, like, never. So because we know that that's their position on the matter, that's why we're gonna take it. Yeah. So they do this for their own amusement. Comedian female. So when we suffer like this, they receive laughs. Female energy is receptive energy. So they get jokes when they look at us out here fighting against each other, our youth going to jail, um, people trying to run their business don't know what they're doing, or if they're doing a great job, they make them a targeted individual where they get a whole bunch of people to come around them and act out a whole bunch of scenes to basically bring them down or frustrate them, ruin their reputation. That gives them joy. Okay, so knowing that, and maybe the imam started watching the rest of my videos, because architect imam. So architect is like to create something, to design something. Okay, knowing that information, it created these imams in their peacemaker energy. They want to do better now. They want to be a better example. Peacemaker, train driver, because of the law, the words. What I've been saying is true. So they most likely watched my videos. Let's read on. Let's see what else. So we got factory worker. So a factory worker is someone who works in a place where they make things. So let's see what's being made. So bartender, factory worker. Then we got cab driver. So a cab driver is like a smaller vehicle. So unlike the train that carries a lot of passengers, we got a smaller vehicle. Okay. Security guard. See, now they want to protect their people. They want to protect their minds as they take them to where God wants them to take their congregation. Oh, that's good. They want to be the handyman or handywoman of God. That's good. Yeah, look, they want to police the vibe now. They're taking more initiative. They're taking more action. They're taking their positions and their authority, their divine authority, more seriously, because they watched more of our videos and actually got to see what I stand for. What do we really be talking about on this channel? Which is basically what that top line there was talking about. It's the system. We've suffered for long enough, and they agree. And knowing that they have the power over so many people, and the way that they think and the way that they progress, they want to do better. Yeah, we got farmer to the earth angel. They want to make their congregation stronger now. So we created the imam. We encouraged, or the reasoning that I do on these videos, it encouraged architect energy, the imams, to be peacemakers and good examples when it comes to the law, divine law. Okay? And they're basically factory worker. What they're making is other people, the cab driver energy, they're making their people, basically they're teaching their people right now, making them security guards. Like, we're here to protect our people. Okay? They're going to be hands-on policing their cultivation of the earth angels, because people of God are earth angels. So they're getting serious about their role. Yeah, our minds. It's all about the mind, psychologists and teacher. They are the male person. They are here to deliver the messages, because that's what imams and pastors and counselors do. So now they're taking their job a lot more seriously. That's good. So they finally took a look at what I actually stand for. So if they had done that before they came at me, then they would know what I stand for, and they would be able to determine whether or not they agree with the messages that I'm pushing or not. So they came at me and fought me first, and then started to study what my ministry is about. And now they don't want to fight me anymore. But you see, what happens is These people, the government and the shadow government, the people that are the puppet masters for the government, they make up a whole bunch of lies about me and spread far and wide. And this is why even the people close to me, they fight against me, because it's the same thing that they do with the people close to me. So a lot of people who meet me for the first time, they hate me because of what they've heard about me without knowing me. They automatically hate me because of what people told them about me. They never took the time to get to know me and what I'm about for themselves. They believed whoever was coming to them and telling them whatever wickedness, whatever falsehoods they were saying about me. So many people have come at me in that manner. Too many people have come at me in that manner. But I'm glad that now more and more people are actually taking the time to get to know me instead of just listening to people's reports about who I am and taking on other people's ideologies about me. I'm a decent person. And that's why the system don't like me. The system has no desire for decent people. Decent people, they think, don't bring in money. Decent people, they believe, don't need to be controlled. They want to have all the money and they want to have all the power. Decent people are actually immune to their nonsense, but a lot of us don't know the power that we have. And that's why they keep winning. But this ministry is here to tell y'all about the power that we have. Our connection to God is their worst nightmare. Our our dedication to doing good and doing right is their worst nightmare. We do good and we do right, the system crumble like the walls of Jericho. Let me drink some tea, please. Yeah, doing good and doing right, speaking the truth is their doom. That's how easy the system is to bring down. The system stands when we do wrong. The system stays strong when we keep doing wrong. Bars. Yeah, the system stays strong when we keep doing wrong. Divided, we fall. Yeah, that's why they try so hard to keep us divided. Because once they keep us divided based on our differences, they keep the power because we will never work together against the system. When what we need to do to win is work together. We don't need them. We are the system. If nobody turns up for work, what system is there? We are the machine. We are the life of the system. The system only is alive because we keep it alive. It's not the government or the shadow government that keep it alive. The people have always had power. We just don't use our power anymore. We just take whatever they give us and we back ourselves further and further into a tiny little spot and we just try to survive when we deserve so much better. I heard they're warring with the farmers. Why? What kind of people war with farmers? People need to eat food. But in order to have control, they need to control all the food and all the water. They need to make the rules on the air. So everything that we need to survive fundamentally, they try to overtake that and then want to ration it out to us. If you know what wicked plans these people have for us, I don't even know what wicked plans they have for us, like in detail, but they're not nice people. Okay. And those who support the system, they only do so because they get special privileges. So that's their incentive to be the machine. The little extra money that they get, the little extra privileges that they get, that's their incentive to be the hands and the eyes and the feet and the nose and the mouth and the voice of the machine, the corrupt machine. Everybody else, we're not getting anything from supporting the machine. And I don't think that whatever they offer, we should take, because God is offering us so much more. To be very honest with you, I would hate to live in a perfect world. I just feel like perfect would be so boring. God created good and evil because God knew that it's more fun. The Bible said God created good and evil and saw that it was good, I think. So there is a place for evil in this world, and that's fine. But the problem is the good isn't playing their part. So evil get up every day and they play their part in the grand scheme of things. But the good people, most of them are hiding, or most of them are afraid, or most of them are not playing their part. And that's why we live in a system that's mostly hell on earth. And then when the good ones find their strength finally and start to play their role in the grand scheme of things, they are encouraged with lies to see that one as a problem, as one to fight against. That's the problem. So now we got a whole bunch of people who are being victimized by a system fighting against one who is trying to free them from that same victimization. So it's like, in my case, I came here to help to save y'all from this wicked system. And they get into your ear and tell you shit about me and get you that I came here to save to try and destroy me, thereby keeping you victimized. So if God had given y'all the power to destroy me, I would have never been able to bring these messages. Open these doors, open your eyes, open your mind, light your fire, tell you of your internal power, your divine power, tell you of the presence of God, tell you of the infinite power of God, tell you about God wanting to be your friend. I would have never been here to tell you these things if God had allowed you to eradicate me. You see how that worked? So then it would have been a whole bunch of people out here in the wilderness being oppressed by the system, by their government. People who are supposed to only be representatives of them decided, you know what? I'm going to take this power for myself and you take what I give you. The way a government is really supposed to work is we have those town hall meetings. Okay, the people get to speak to their representative in their community, and then those representatives go back and they have the meeting and relay what the people want, and then see how they could come to some kind of compromise. That's how a real government is supposed to work. But it don't work like that. They have these pretend town hall meetings where people come and they air their views, and then they the representatives, knowing that they're not dedicated to the people, they're actually their allegiance is to the government and to the system that's oppressing the people. They come and they listen to your lament and speak your piece and try to come up with solutions, and then they go back and they disregard everything that you said, and they continue to implement the plans that came from the shadow government. They're puppet masters. That's what we've been seeing. That's what we've been enduring for a very long time. So we the people are not being represented in parliament. It's all a show. They're not taking our sufferation seriously. They're not taking our future seriously. They don't care about us. We are their toys. And that's why there's so much brokenness in society. We are their toys, because the same way they can use the radio and the TV to spew out a whole bunch of garbage to corrupt our psychology even more, is the same way they can use it to put some positive things out into the world so that we can learn from them. It's simple. They don't do it because that's not what they want to do. The same way they can take our children to school for hours and hours and teach them all that garbage, they could have been taking our children and teaching them some other things, some life skills that will help them to be more whole individuals on a day-to-day basis. Life is what we make it. And we've given all of the power to these people, call themselves the government, who don't care about us. They don't care about our well-being. Our well-being is not their priority. And that's what's happening here. So we need to take the power of our well-being, the responsibility of our well-being in our own hands. It's only natural. You know they don't like you. You know they don't care about you. So stop asking them to do things for you, and we need to do what we need to do for ourselves. That's why we need to unite. We need to stop fighting against each other, because we already have the government fighting against us. It's not black versus white anymore. It's government versus the people. That's the spiritual warfare that's going on right now. Even white people are being oppressed. Even white people are being made poor. Even white people are being made to suffer the type of things that black people have been for a very long time suffering. So that shows you it's not about color anymore. It has never been about color. It's always been about division, divide and rule. That's always been their plan. That's always been their motive. That's always been their game. And we've been falling for it for a very long time, finding every reason to hate on each other and divide ourselves. Fight against each other. You know how, have you ever seen how in a crisis, humanity, let's say after a big natural disaster, I kind of like when natural disasters happen, because it brings us together in such a beautiful manner. We need to see this as a natural disaster and let it bring us together. Like after a big hurricane or something, There's no more rich or poor. There's no more white or black. Everybody work together to bring back some kind of balance in their community. That's what happens after a natural disaster. When the tornado come in and rip up the place, when the flood come and flood out the place, all of a sudden people who never used to talk to each other, people who never used to talk to their neighbors, all of a sudden they're talking to each other, and they're lifting sandbags to try and protect their properties together, and they're working together to keep balance, to protect everybody. I love it when these natural disasters happen because it reminds people that we are a human family. When there's a lot of peace, we have too much space and too much time to think about our differences and allow those things to govern how we treat each other. So we need to see what the government is doing to us now as a natural disaster, one where we need to pull together as a human family. We need to respect each other's religions. We need to respect each other's way of life and find the common ground where we can work together and build our communities. We are a human family. We are a family. No matter all the different paths that we walk in life, the things that separate us, we're still one. We are one. And the government is one with us too, but they're like the bullies. And the shadow government, they are our human family too, but they're very hateful. They're the bullies. We need to protect ourselves and protect each other against these bullies, because how far are they going to go? They're going to go as far as we allow them. That's how far they're going to go. If we keep on allowing them to abuse us and push us in the financial corners, why should you have to have 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs and you still can't take care of just basic human necessities? Why? Why should we be sitting by as they spew out all this garbage music into the ears of our children and our young people? Turn off your radios. Stop listening to the music. It only survived because we're supporting it. If it's not blessing you, don't support it. If you watch a video and you feel like it's such major corruption, don't even repost it. Do not spread it. It's a trick. Because not everybody's gonna see the nonsense in it. There's some things you just don't repost. We're not gonna help the machine. As much as you can stop helping the machine to survive, the wicked machine, the wicked system, as much as we can stop helping it to survive, let us do that. It's time to stifle it. Start now, because they have plans for us too. I want to look into this CERN machine. I want to do readings to find out what God wants us to know about CERN, electromagnetic pulses, the MK Ultra, all these different weapons that they plan or are already using against we the people. I want to see what God wants us to know about these things so that we can find out what we need to do, if anything. I already looked into like the Mandela effect. God said the Mandela effect is lies. They created the Mandela effect to make us believe that it is possible that so many people can have the same memory and yet still it never exists. God said it's nonsense. It's a trick. The Mandela effect is nonsense. It is a trick. The reason why so many of us share the same memories because it happened. And it's so easy to change details with these computers. So easy. You know what AI can do. This is why I promote having a real Bible, real dictionary. Always. They can't change the details. If we rely on the computer system for our knowledge and our research in its entirety, they can change it up as many times as they want to and just create more confusion. The libraries need to stay. Libraries do not need to become a thing of the past. They need to stay. These are the things that we should be fighting for. You need to have real books in your house that you make notes on. Real notepads and pens. Make sure you own them. Stop relying so much on your technology, because they can go into your notes and change what you wrote in your own notes. Do you know what? They're using my phone to spew toxic gases at me. The phone that we like to walk around everywhere we go. So some of y'all could be getting attacked with chemicals being spewed from your phone, and you'll never know, because we keep our phone in our vicinity at least 90% of the time. If I go to the toilet, I take my phone with me. If I go shower, I take my phone with me. And if they want to make you ill and make you believe that you're ill, that's one of the means that they will use. And y'all have seen my videos about how they use other everyday groceries to hurt us, like the coffee, your sugar, even the water from the pipe. If you're a targeted individual, they'll make the time and put in the effort to contaminate your water even further than the water is contaminated by them. This is what we're dealing with. All because we want to speak the truth. We want to live the truth. Because they chose to build their empire on lies. Our truth destroyed their lies. The truth destroyed their lies, thereby destroying their empire. They have a serious problem with the truth. That's why they fight so hard against the truth. It is their undoing. The truth is their undoing. Because they built everything off of lies, misconceptions, confusion. These are the same people. They will strike at one people and strike at another people, and then have these people blaming each other. These people think that they're fighting each other when it's the third party. That's what those who create the system, that's how far they go to make sure that they achieve their goals. This is how they play. This is how they fight. This is what we are up against. And this is why unity, being slow to wrath, don't believe everything that your mind tell you. Don't believe everything that people tell you. This is a time where we really need to use our powers of discernment. And we need to pray sometimes. If your discernment isn't working, ask God, is that the truth? The Bible told us of these days. We're living in those days. And it's only going to get worse if we don't put a stop to it. We have to believe the lies and act upon the lies for their manipulation to work. So let's say we got A, B, and C. C is the culprit, right? C is going to launch an attack on A. C also launched an attack on B. And then get the message to both of them that they go and tell A, it's B who did it, and they go and tell B, it's A who did it. When it was neither of them who started it. They're doing that on a geopolitical scale, and they're doing that in our communities among us. This technology, they can create a profile that look like it's your profile and contact somebody else and talk a whole bunch of shit or do some stupid shit to them, and that person will think it's actually you. They can make AI videos of you doing things that you were never doing and make it look very believable. Because just know that anything that they reveal to the public, they have mechanisms or technologies that are way more advanced. They give us the garbage. Whatever the best AI app or AI whatever is out there on the market right now, just know that especially the US government, they have AI technologies that are way more advanced than that. We are in for a wild ride. There's going to be a lot of deception. What the Bible say, wars and rumors of wars. We need to be ready. And how do we get ready? We need to calm down. That is our strongest play. When they kill one of our children, don't start with all that rioting and all that marching and all them. That shit don't work anymore. Be calm. Look after yours. Sometimes, maybe that same child that we think died was getting paid by the government. Okay? And their family also got paid. He now or she now has a new identity and leave the world in ruckus because we're fighting for justice on behalf of ABC, XYZ. Do you understand the kind of fight that we're up against? Don't believe every report that comes out of the news. Their mission is to divide us. They want us to be chaotic so that they can step in with their bomb, with their guns and their what they call martial law, where we got soldiers on every street because we're just so unruly. Don't give them that. And if we don't fall for that, I guess that's where the electromagnetic pulses come in. The EMP attacks. And whatever the hell they got these 5G, 6G towers getting ready for. They'll probably poison our water some more. But God is here, don't forget. We do not have to fight this fight alone. We are not fighting this fight alone. These people will not get away with what they're doing to us. Let us not get into a state of unrest. Be calm. When you see these reports about these heinous, ridiculous, mad things, be calm still. They want us to give that energy, that chaotic energy. They want us to do that. Sometimes the reports are false. It's just to get a rise out of we, the people. Because in order for them to exercise certain levels of power over us, we have to give them a reason. So they create the circumstance, like mass shootings, wars on countries that didn't do anything, defenseless countries. We don't even know what's real and what's fake. Be still. Be still. God knows what's real and what's fake. Your job, our job is to be still. Take care of yourself and your families and your community. Be still. Let them act a fool. Because God is the helper of the helpless. We need to stop falling for their tricks. Getting angry over everything. Fighting for justice, for this and that. They don't care about that, but God does. Let's watch God work. Let's take care of ourselves and each other. And let God take care of them. They're too big for us to manage. God got them. Do you know how many disasters? God's ammunition is infinite. God's mode of attacks are infinite. We don't need to fight the government. We need to take care of ourselves and each other. It's we versus the government. Jam your hype. Don't let them move you. Just watch the reports, get your popcorn. And if you feel like praying for the victims, if they're actually real victims, or maybe they're just actors. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? You can see a mass shooting and all that. Did you see what they do in Hollywood? We don't know what's real and what's fake anymore. Be still. Stand down. Be still. Then they're going to find a new name to call our stillness. Because it's like, why aren't they behaving the way they usually behave? When this thing and that thing happen, they're going to start to give our calmness a new name. All of a sudden, our calmness is going to become a dis-ease. Watch and wait and see how they move. The fact that we're not uprising anymore, and we're not rioting anymore, and we're not going out marching for justice or Black Lives Matter, that's going to give them a cause to invent some new diseases where you're just too calm. Something must be wrong with you. Watch and see. Children misbehave, they call it autism and ADHD. All of a sudden, it's no longer children just misbehaving and need to be trained. There's something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with your children. Stop giving your children all these drugs and all this nonsense, and discipline your children. I didn't say abuse them. Because once you get it into that child's head that there's something wrong with him or her, they're going to keep believing that way, and they're going to keep on misbehaving. And you know which children they want to claim have ADHD and autism? It's the special children that are being born. It's the star seeds that are being born. So after your child misbehave and they get put into the system and get taken from you or put in juvenile detention or whatever because you never took the time to help him or her manage his emotions and their behavior, take responsibility for their actions, they become wayward, and then the government get them. And then they start using your children with their special gifts against us. So now they become their soldiers. It's a trick. Because we are magical beings. We got psychic abilities and all type of other abilities. Your children that are being born today, God is sending them because in the future, they're the ones that's really going to take up the battle to bring peace and justice and put these governments in their place. It's the future generations that are going to be the soldiers that make this system right. So they have to get them when they're young. So they have to fool the parent. And then you think that you're just a lowly being. You don't even know how much of a blessed being you are to make a blessed child. If your child take too long to talk, you want to take him or her to the doctor. Everything that the child do, you think that there's something wrong with him or her. No, children have personalities. Let them be themselves. We as parents, we're here to help them to learn how to govern themselves. Take up your role as parent. There's nothing wrong with your child. The government is trying to get your child, but they can't just come in and take them away. So they create circumstances where CPS has to come in, or they get taken to juvenile detention, and you don't even know that you're giving away your special starseed child. God sent you a Messiah. God sent you a messenger. God gave you a warrior. And you don't recognize that in your child. Why not? These children are special. The ones who are autistic, they have exceptional abilities. How is that an illness? They're either really good at maths from a young age or they're good at something. How is that an illness? The government see that in your child and they want that child because they're going to use that child to fight against us. That child is going to grow up to be in their army. So they're going to do everything that they can to get that child away from you because you don't know what you have. They know what you have. They've been studying almost every child in society. All of us go to school. That's where they study us. From especially when we're in like that play group. When you're such a baby that you're just being your natural self. Some of us are gifted and magical from we're very, very, very young. They know this. And they know which ones to watch as they go into kindergarten. And as they go up grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, they keep watching that child progress. And they orchestrate circumstances to help to mold that child like they did with me. Why you think These young 6-year-olds coming talking about they gonna gang rape me. What were they trying to accomplish with me at 6 years old? Who taught those boys that? Somebody sent them after me. They're still doing it. You need to know who your child is. Recognize your child as special. All children are special. Some develop faster than others. All of them are special. Stop giving your child away to the system. Stop telling your child that they're sick. It's a trick. I came into my last life. I came from my last life into this new life knowing what poisons were. Y'all heard my story where I spoke about the poisoning, what I did to that girl. I knew what poisons would do. Nobody told me what poisons would do. How would I know that? It's because I came in from my last life knowing about poisons. The children that you're having today, they came from somewhere. And they have some of their programming. God allowed them to keep some of their knowledge from their past life. Listen to your children. Know when they're lying, but it's not all of them that are lying. Stop thinking there's something wrong with your children. Pay attention. Children are not senseless beings. Even in the womb, children communicate with us. They're not senseless beings. At no point of their development. None. Stop giving our saviors away to the government for them to later use them against us. Raise the children, raise the saviors. Tell them the truth and let them make their decision. Don't sugarcoat what society is about. They need to know. Don't hide your suffering from them. They need to understand. Don't create this image as though they're growing up in some perfect utopia. No, it's a struggle out here. Let them know the struggle from they're very young. Speak to your child. Don't allow your child to grow up not understanding what mommy and daddy were going through. Because when they don't know what you're going through, they don't know how to help you or look after you. Do not underestimate the love of a child. Do not underestimate a child's capability to show empathy. You can hold back certain things from your child, but some things you need to let your child know. Do not always show your child this face like everything is always okay. Everything is not always okay, and that's fine. Because your child, when they start going to school and interacting with the world, they're going to have bad days too. You open the door for them to come and talk to you, express themselves. Rather than feeling like there's something wrong with them, because how come mommy and daddy is always fine? So what's wrong with me? Why do I feel like this? What is this feeling? Teach your children the truth. In as much respect of the word as you can. As much areas of life as you can teach your child. You teach your child the truth. so that they don't grow up with a false image of what life and the world as we now know it is. Too many of us were shielded from the truth about what society is actually about. We need to learn how to separate fact from fiction. When you hide the existence of magic and psychic abilities and stuff from your child, there's things happening to your child. You don't know when your child's gifts are going to develop or how they're going to develop. You leave your child wide open to being confused and afraid. And then they act out. And then when they tell the wrong person call them crazy. Because maybe they don't feel comfortable to come to their parent about what happened, and they choose to go to a friend or a teacher or something. And oh my God, the teacher is the worst person. Because the system is watching them. Just look at your life. The more special your child, the more chaotic your life gonna be, because they want your child. They want to use your child's gifts since you don't have no good use for them. So yeah, so our Muslim brethren and sistren, our Muslim elders that came at us a couple of days ago, they actually started to watch more of our content, and they get what we're about now. And so they respect it. And they're going to try to be better examples themselves. That is beautiful. So yeah, that's what we got for y'all today. I think that's it for now. I need to go have some breakfast. Take care of this body. This body, yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. Thank y'all so much for joining me. And this is why the government don't like me. They reveal too much of their secrets to me, so now I get to tell y'all with pleasure. Because knowledge is power. You see, they keep all the knowledge, and that's why they've had all the power up until now. And that's why they want to shut me up. Because they gave me the knowledge, so they gave me the power, and now I'm giving you the knowledge so you can have the power. They want to shut me up so bad. But God said, nah, Chanel, speak. And I'm like, with pleasure. Yeah, they want to shut me up so bad, because when they keep all the information, you're powerless. You don't know what's going on. You know? God said, not in these times. We're changing the rules. We're leveling the playing field in these days, because it's time. Time for what? Time for justice. It's time for the oppressed to stop being oppressed. And it's time for the oppressor to stop oppressing people. Yeah, that's what time it is. So we out here, y'all. We're going through it, and it's fine because we got God with us. Remember, Be still. Don't fall for the hype. Okay? It doesn't make a difference to our government. They have an agenda, they have set plans, and they're sticking to it no matter what. Okay? And it's whatever they have planned is not in our best interest. We have our best interests at heart. So we need to take care of our business. Okay? And we need each other. We need each other. So we need to nullify their divide and rule scheme. We need to dead that. We don't have to be best friends, but we need to treat each other with respect and consideration. We need to become a village again. We are all that we have. Okay? We only have each other. And our God. Represent for your God like me. Okay? But yeah, we only have each other and our God, and that is enough. Because as you can see, I've been out here by myself, just me and my God, and that was enough for me to be winning. They've been fighting me since I was born, but actively since 2008, and now it's 2026, and they're still losing. God is enough. Okay? God is enough. So let's do this. Okay? We got plans for 2044. We got shit to do. We don't have time to be falling for these people's stupid tricks. Okay? We got grown up stuff to do. Let them play if they want to. Right. Until next time. Mwah.